Hey folks, I wanted to share today a digital bingo game that might be something you can do with your students. You could use this template to either print off and do an analog game, but it also could work as a digital bingo game. So let's see how we've done this. Each one of the cards that a student would have would randomly generate a separate card. And this is being done with this formula. It's a VLOOKUP, rand between, and I have 122 different emojis, and they're located on the Animals tab in columns A and B. And so we create a number, 1 through 122, randomly, and then we go to this A and B on animals, and we look in column 2, and what we see is the animals here. We have just listed all these animals, scrolling through them really quickly. There's 122 different emojis over here. So the template goes ahead and creates these little emojis and in grid, and makes them. I think I've got that set up to a font size of 150 and so forth. So we're just making a digital bingo card. Now, how does it work? Well, there are some app scripts in the background doing some things here. Let's say I've got a list of students. I've got Tim and Tom and Sue, and I go ahead and type in my names, and then I go to my bingo manager and I make the bingo cards. That tells you to add the students first, and there's Tim, there's Tom, and there's Sue. And you'll notice that each student is getting their own bingo card. The one thing I come in here and check is to make sure that there's no duplicate, because even with the rand between that we've chosen, we sometimes get duplicate little animals. So let's check Tom, and look, I've got a duplicate. I've got the same thing. So if I was playing bingo, I really wouldn't want that to show up. So a real quick way to fix that is to go to my animals tab and just find something different. Maybe whatever, it doesn't even matter. Let's grab the buffalo. Assume maybe Tom did not have a buffalo. Oh, he did have a buffalo. Let's grab this pig and copy that pig. Come over to Tom. Look at one of my duplicate squirrels and paste. Now notice the pig's not the right size, so I can click in this cell, click on my paint roller, and click on this cell, and now I've cleaned that up. Let's check Sue. Yeah, Sue's looking good. So here's my digital bingo cards. They're all different. Now, how do you play the game? Well, there's a couple different ways. If the students had their own Chromebooks, we would have this one sheet open, and each student would just click on their bingo card. And let's see if I can do this. Let me duplicate. Well, it's not going to fit that well. I'll just show you this in one screen instead of having some split screens. So in the way the game would work now, I'm Tim, and I'll be looking at my card, but the teacher has two different ways of playing this. There is a random generator. This is my random spinner, and if I click the checkbox, I get a new animal. So if I'm Tim, I'm looking to see I have a giraffe. No giraffe. Teacher clicks again. There's the monkey. Nope, no monkey. Clicks again. Let's take a look at Tim. What's he got? No, I don't see that. I don't see that. Maybe Tim had a fly. Did Tim have a fly? Yeah, Tim had a fly. So what Tim would do is select this, and you would teach the kids to color that, whatever color you want in the background. So this is how you're going to play bingo, and as the teacher, you would have one screen up with your random spinner on your projector, and you would just be clicking that, and the kids would all be on their little cards, and they would be filling these in as one of the bingo chips actually ran their way. Now another way you could do it, the problem with the random spinner is if I keep clicking this on and off, eventually I will very likely get the same animal to show up again. And if you don't mind that, that's fine. But also in doing it with the random spinner, you have no way of knowing what the which cards have actually been played. So another way, possible way to do this, is to use the sequence spinner. And if I was doing this and projecting it, I would shrink my screen down, maybe something like this, and just so I could just see this much. I would click here and I would use my down arrow key. And I would go through these one at a time. I have them numbered, but that wouldn't be necessary if you didn't think that was something you'd want to do. Then you would just remove the numbers on your copy. And then I have another script in here because after we played bingo and we wanted to start over, I go to the tab manager. I have a script that opens up a sidebar that helps me manage my tabs. And right now I'm only showing 5 entries. Let me show 20. So I have 8 tabs down here, and after playing the game, I may want to get rid of Sue, Tim, and Tom, and I just click on those 3 tabs and I click delete, and it asks me if I want to delete them, and sure enough, there they go. So now I'm back to where we started when I started the video. So how's all this work? Well, I started to explain, first of all, what I did was on a Macintosh, I did a command control space, and I brought up my character viewer, and I typed in animals, and I got all these animals, and then I just basically clicked in here, hit enter, and delete that one, for instance, and then I just double click, and then I hit enter, and then, you know, in this case, if I didn't have the cat in there, let's say the cat wasn't there, I double clicked. So I built this really quickly with that. The number one, I wanted to number these because I'm on the template. I am using a VLOOKUP, and I'm generating a number between 1 and 122 because that's how many animals I have. You can see here when you look at the count, I have 122, and then it's finding a different animal for every case. Now notice the original template has the formulas in it, and that's a rand between, which means anytime any change is made on the sheet. Now watch what happens if I come to the random spinner. Like, that's my template. If I click this, change it, look at my template, it's changed. It's a different template. So basically what we do is we use the template, it in whatever state it's in when we build these cards. Every time a change is made and anything changes happen, when we run this script, let me go back and show you on our students. So notice the student names I put in there before, they've been deleted. So let's build this again. Tim, Tom. Okay, we got 2 of them. I run my make bingo cards, and notice Tim, Tom, and they're two different random generators because the template changes every single time something happens on the sheet. So that's how it works. I can show you real quickly the scripts that are running this. I have a function that makes the tabs. I'm not going to go into the details of this in this video, but this app script makes tabs, and then it erases the data that's back on the student tab, and it makes the tabs. It clones that template, and then we have a sidebar loader script here that loads up this menu item, the bingo manager with its 2 items, and then we have a set of scripts that get there are a bunch of functions here that help us hide, show, and delete the sheets that happen on the tab manager. And then of course this is the more complex sidebar HTML that creates the sidebar. So it's a pretty slick little way. I hope that you might find it useful. If you were to make a copy of this sheet, and let me just demonstrate that. If I were to make a copy of this, and notice it tells me that there's a script called make cards attached. So you're going to want to make a copy. I'm going to choose a different folder to put this in. I might drop this into my YouTube channel folder. And this is my copy of bingo, so I make a copy. Now, I wanted to show you this because the very first time that you run any of these scripts. Let me say I want to get rid of Tim and Tom. Let's on open, that should actually have run that script. There we go. So notice in my copy, my bingo manager comes up. But if I were to run the tab manager, the first thing you're going to have to do is authorize your script. And any of you that have done this before, you realize you just have to accept that what this script is going to do, allow it, and then once you've done that the first time, you actually have to run it again. And now I could manage my tabs, and I could come in here and I could show 10, and I could go and get rid of Tim and Tom. I'll make a copy of this that you can copy that won't have any extra students on there. So I hope I've explained how this works pretty well. You have two menu items. You make your bingo cards. Remember, first thing, add your student names over here. And then you uses the template. It creates a new bingo card for each student. Now, you could, let me just do this one more time to show you. I'll just create a single person. I'm going to make bingo cards. I've already authorized a script, so that should create a new script. There it does. There's Tim. Now, I could go and print this, and notice my little bingo card. Right now I'm doing the current sheet, so let's do this in portrait. And in portrait mode, it does fit on a nice sheet. So you could technically print this. And once you were done printing, you could play this game. You could play this as an analog game if you would like. So I hope this is a game that might be helpful. It looks like it could be a bit of fun, and you could talk about the different kinds of animals depending on your grade level and what you want to do with that. Thanks for watching.